everybody, and welcome back for another wonderful round brought to you by the Sim Racers Room, SKNY Media. I'm your host, The Real High, aka Sagar Bakshi, and we're doing nothing better than the Porsche Cup Challenge with the Sim Racers Room. We've been live since the 13th of September. Come join us on the Sim Grid if you're interested in racing in the Porsche Cup Challenge. We've got plenty of prizes still up for grabs, folks, and we're just about wrapped up with this season and headed for the next season. We're looking for even greater participation, so please check out the Sim Racers Room Discord for more information. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag up to this point. Let's get trackside and see what the drivers are all up to. But first, we've got to take a look at the race calendar, where we've been and what we've been up to. So far for the race calendar, we've been to Imola, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, Red Bull Ring, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, and now we're at the Hungaroring. Next up will be Circuit Zandvoort, and following that will be Monza to round out this 8-round championship. Taking a look at the race details for this event so far, we've got week 6 at the Hungaroring. 19 degrees Celsius, 76% humidity, cloudy skies with 21 kilometers an hour wind. Keys to the race: qualify like it's the race. Qualifying is everything. Overtaking is extremely difficult. A great quality position is worth huge time. Prioritize a low fuel, clean lap and get track space for your banker lap. Key number 2, be smooth on corner entry. Brutal on your exits. Late stable turn in and perfect throttle modulation on exit give the best lap time. You'll gain more time on exit than your corner entry. Key number 3, warm up your tires before pushing. With a lot of medium speed corners, your tires will heat unevenly. Avoid wheel spin on exits and don't scrub your tires on aggressive turn-ins. Keep temps in the sweet spot. The short straights make it hard to recover temperature. Build a couple of laps of heat before attempting a hot lap or an overtake. Course number 4, use curbs with caution. Curbs can help on corner entry or exit, but too aggressive and you'll unsettle the car and damage your tires and or suspension. Mostly going through the chicane on the back side or the top side of the track. We are at the Hungaroring, folks. We have a track length of 2.7 miles or 4.381 kilometers. It was founded in March of 1986. It was the first F1 race behind the Iron Curtain, located in Mogorod, Hungary. 12 miles from the capital of Budapest. We've got 14 corners, 8 to the right, 6 to the left. Elevation change of around 113 feet. Most of that happening from turn 1 down to turn 3. 0.56 mile or 800 meter long straightaway. And we've got some Hungaroring facts for you, but let's take a look at the qualifying times before we get too far into it. Actually, first, we need to check out the championship standings. We can get that going next. Championship standings as follows. Declan Daniel leads by 1 point with 159 points in front of Jaden Harrison in P2 with 158. Peter Arundel in P3 with 143. Addie Nagel with 130 points. Monet Duploy with 123 points, tied with Andrew Marsan for that 5th place spot. Julian Narcet with 87 points. Kadeem Mohammed with 84 points. It's been a no-show for the past couple rounds, but I see him on the timing tower tonight, so he'll be back to claim some big hauls. Lewis Benny with 70 points. Kyle Barnes with 58 points. Branson Haldor with 51. Giannis Constantine with 30. Gareth Wells with 24. Jay Butler with 19. Michael Jules with 19. Tied for 14th position. Benny Zvetvaga with 13 points. Joshua Brady with 11. Deslin Van Gerp with 9. And moving down the order, that will round out all the participants in this championship so far. So let's get to seeing the qualifying times that the drivers are setting. Kadim Mohammed tops the charts currently with a 1:47.7, that fast lap, last lap round. He is resting in pit lane right now. Peter Arundel, 7/10 back from that time with a 1:48.4. Mornay Duploy with a 1:49.2. Branson Haldor with a 1:56.8. Get someone who's actually on track. Peter Arundel and Branson Haldor being the only two drivers on the racetrack right now. Branson Haldor coming through sector 2 looks pretty neat and tidy, gaining some time, speed, and momentum here out on the racing surface during sector 2, but had a poor sector 1. Looking forward, he's trying to gain some more time through that sector 3 and beat that 1:47.697 that was set by Kadim Mohammed. And it's not enough to improve a 150.81 at that time of asking. Still got about half of the qualifying left to go. Peter Arundel and Mornay Duploy both out on the racetrack. Currently, Arundel will be the next driver to cross the line and start their flyer. But like we said during the pre-race chat, it really will come down to the drivers building up the temp in the tires before they really get to pushing for a valid hot lap. So what that means is that we'll see Arundel put together a banker lap on the next flyer that he comes around on as he approaches turn 1. Let's see if we can go on board with him and see how he navigates turn 1 and turn 1A, a slight kink to the right hand side. Now coming in towards turn number 2, this is going to be a big U-turn, left-hander, and you really want to double apex that or hug the apron as much as possible as he has done. Turn 3 being a slight kink to the right hand side, leading up the hill and towards turn 4 is kind of tricky because you want to go in as straight a line as possible. Step on the brakes a little bit, slick the stamp and send it, but don't step into the kitty litter there in the runoff area. Set yourself up nice for turn 5, go a little deep and carry a nice V curve as Peter Arundel has done. Leading towards the chicane now. Peter Arundel attacks the curves on the right hand side, turn 6 and turn 7 very neatly. Set up for the left-hander of turn 8 with a little bit of a slide, and he's able to recover the car, but just barely does so. Through turn 8's left-hand turn. This is turn 9, and now we're approaching turn 10. Another kink to the left, and now turn 11. Another quick stomp on the brakes. Mount the curb on entry, mount the curb on exit. Settle the car in for turn 11. And turn 12 now is where we're at. After turn 12, you've got a pair of back-to-back U-turns, a little kink for turn 12A. Now you're really into turn 13. Come over to the left-hand side, set yourself up for another big U-turn. It's going to be turn 14. That'll be a lap around the Hungaroring for you folks. And hopefully Peter Arundel can stitch together another lap just like that through sector 1, being the fastest driver, and then coming around through sector 2 without the spill or thrill. There it is. He pushes a little too hard, locks up the brakes, sends him around through sector 1, through corner 2, and get back onto the recovery. Let's check out Mornay Duploy, driver with 2.1K I rating currently, with 3.88 safety rating. Moldy Canned Kebab says, "Come on, B. Haldor," cheering on his fellow friend, I would imagine. Why would you cheer on your foe? Branson Eldor sitting in pit lane currently, 2.9 off the pace from the cars around him. Monet Deploy locking up the brakes in the section between corners 1 and 2, and that will end his attempt at qualifying, it looks like. Peter Arundel is still out there toting around despite his number of lockups that he's had on this warm-up lap. Very small grid of drivers here tonight. Everybody is guaranteed to get a top 5 at this rate. But if you'd like to get involved in the championship and fill up this grid, check out the description below in the YouTube chat and get involved in all the action, part of the Sim Racers Room. Join the Discord, join us on SimGrid, Sim Racers Room. If you like to get involved in any of this action, we've got 3 rounds left, including this one. Prizes will be handed out to the top 5 participants at the end of the season. Right now, it's looking like the top 5 are getting pretty locked in right now. We had Declan Daniel here, but he hasn't set a qualifying run just yet. Perhaps he is starting from the back of the pack, the number 31 of Declan. He is in the lead of the championship and right next to Jaden Harrison. Both drivers not here currently. That leaves all up to Arundel and Kadeem Mohammed to clinch together some points. We'll take a look at the points one more time right before the race begins, and that'll end Peter Arendel's time. 148.340 will be his new personal best on this track, and that will end his qualifying run for now with 15:50 passing the clock right now. That leaves just 4 minutes remaining in the order. Moldy Canned Kebab says if he locks in, he wins. That's very true. It's very true. If he locks in real quick, shaves off around 3 seconds, he'll definitely win this race. Or he can just go bowling like Valtteri Bottas in 2020. Absolutely lick the stamp and send it for turn number 1 on the race start. Moldy Canned Kebab says the less people, the better. Easy top 5s, baby. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong about that one. Unfortunately, I don't think this affects your overall stats in iRacing. I think leagues and hosted lobbies don't exactly promote your safety rating. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the way that works. $149.6, $151.2. Branson Haldor still running about 3 seconds slower than the field in front of him. May Deploy driving the number 3 now. Is behind Branson Haldor on the racetrack. And these Porsches are very tricky. I was driving them around at Watkins Glen recently. And without the electronic aids, it is so difficult to get onto the brakes and manage the throttle response of these cars. Really is soft on the brakes, hard on acceleration to get the most out of this vehicle. And Monet calling it done, apparently. That'll be it for him with just a minute and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Branson Haldor, the driver, in fourth place right now, 2.9 off the good, not improving his Sector 1 or Sector 2 times currently. Waiting to see the results for Sector 3 when he crosses the line. The time to beat, 147.697. Can he stitch it together? He's already down the mark by a way bit. 152.7. Be that last lap around. And he idles his car to a halt, it looks like. Kadim Mohammed salting the curbs through the chicane. Number 2 driver. Absolutely sending it around Hungaroring right now. And I believe this is the Kadim Mohammed from Barbados, and what gave it away was Barbados on the front nose of the vehicle, as well as the flag next to his name. And that'll end the qualifying run. Kadim Mohammed crosses the line, and that will do it for us here at the Hungaroring for the qualifying order. Take a look at the points in the championship one more time. Declan Daniel with 159 points leads over Jaden Harrison with 158. Peter Aaron Dell with 143. Addie Nagel with 130. Monet Deploy with 123. Tied with Andrew Marsan for 123. Julian Narcé with 87. Kadim Mohammed with 84. Lewis Benny with 70. Kyle Barnes with 58. Branson Haldor with 51. Yanis Constantine with 30. Gareth Wells with 24. Jay Butler with 19. Michael Jules with 19. Benny Zetvaga with 13 points. Joshua Brady with 11. And Deslin Van Gerp with 9 points. And that will conclude the drivers here tonight at the Hungaroring. Remember, the top 5 all get prizes. And it's awfully nippy at the top 5, only separated by around 26 points or so from Marsan all the way up to Declan Daniel. And of course, Daniel not participating in the qualifying run. Not sure if he's connected or not at this point in time, but we'll see once the drivers get gridded. Jade Harrison, Peter Aaron Dell is here. Jade Harrison is not, so this could be Peter Aaron Dell's opportunity to get in front of everybody else, being just 16 points down from Declan Daniel. He could clinch a good haul of points tonight, especially giving us a run with Kadim Mohammed for that P1 spot. Monet Deploy in 5th position right now could potentially find his way onto the podium of the championship currently, as he's resting in P3 right now. Branson Haldor with 51 points could get himself a good haul of points, claiming a top 5 here tonight at the ring. Declan Daniel still unconfirmed if he's here or not, unfortunately. I don't believe he is here in the server. SDK, why are you like this? Stand by one moment while I relaunch SDK. I do apologize. It is a technical bug with the program, not with something that I did. Cars are gridded up and ready to go, folks, and we'll get rolling here in just a few moments' time. And it looks like we do have Declan Daniel here, but green, away we go. Kadim Mohammed has a great start, and so does Peter Arundel in P2. But closing down the gap will be Monet Deploy, chasing down for a higher podium position than P3. Goes the long way around the outside of Peter Arundel. This time of asking holds on to the inside line coming through 1A. Now it'll be turn 2 where things start going a little bit more single file. That'll be Declan Daniel, who's already up one position currently. Started in the back in 5th. Got by Branson Haldor. Now holds on to 4th position. Breakaway run for Kadim Mohammed, and he's already 0.2 of a second back from Peter Arundel, or 0.2 of a second in front of Peter Arundel currently, and strike that, make that 0.9 of a second as we approach the chicane of 6 and 7. Peter Arundel can't let Kadim Mohammed run away with it currently. And the gap's come down to around 0.5 second already on that first lap. Arundel from Calypso Racing has struck a match underneath him and is driving the wheels off of this Porsche to try to keep up with Mohammed out in P1. Lap times all trickling in as the drivers cross the start-finish line. Fastest lap obviously going over to Kadim Mohammed as he started the race in P1 and crossed the line first, but still awfully close between himself and Peter Arundel. This is the battle for P1 currently in this 5-person battle. We will have a mandatory or required pit stop for all the drivers to split this sprint race into a mini endurance event. Oh, Monet Deploy goes off and touches some grass there. And that'll slow down his charge behind Arundel and allow Declan Daniel to find a way by as Monet goes a little bit deep and wide again at turn 9. Peter Arundel really doing his work right now, driving the number 5 Calypso Racing car, trying to chase down Kadim Mohammed out in front. Using all the slipstream down this very short straightaway. To close down the gap even further, Peter Arundel snatches away the fast lap of the event, a 1:49.21. And the driver in second place has unleashed his potential quick, fast, in a hurry behind Kadim Mohammed. This is the battle that we bought and paid for admission for. And this is what we love to see, some close wheel-to-wheel action between the drivers here at the Hungaroring tonight. Moldy Canned Kebab says it's not Haldor's day unless they make mistakes. That he won't let that. Then he won't let that be. That's very true. Haldor off the mark by 7.4 seconds currently. Running, the gap is closest out between P1 and P2 between Kadim Mohammed and Peter Arundel, the drivers in first and second, right where they started this race. But keep your eyes peeled for Declan Daniel, as he did not set a qualifying time. Joined this race towards the very end of it, and he is back up into third place already, got by Branson Haldor and Monet Deploy. And Declan Daniel running a 1:48 that last time around is going to go side by side with Peter Arundel for just a moment. But Arundel falls back into third position and Declan Daniel goes forward. Told you to keep your eyes peeled for Declan Daniel, and there was the one mistake that Arundel offered. And Declan doesn't have to be invited to that conversation more than once. Now looking forward, Kadim Mohammed is 2.8 seconds up the road. Again, Declan closed down that gap last lap around. 149 flat for Declan. 148.4 for Kadim Mohammed. Snatches away the fast lap of the event. Whoa, and there's a big slip and slide moment for Peter Arundel. And let's see if we can get an instant review of what happened to Arundel here. Ooh, just got a wheel up onto the curb, upset the differential, and wheel spin galore. That promotes Monet Deploy into P3 of this event as Arundel falls back into fourth position with a 155.9 that last lap around, making two critical mistakes, cost him two critical positions. And we said during the pre-race talk that track position and qualifying was going to be everything, while also not making mistakes should have been up there, because the mistakes will breed more mistakes out of your Porsche 992 Cup car. Keeping an eye on the lap times, 148.2 for Kadim Mohammed that last time around, 148.8 for Declan Daniel on that last time of asking, 150.1 for Monet Deploy. Peter Arundel with a 150.9, 155.9 I should mention. Branson Haldor with a 150.9, driving safe but cautiously at the same time is Branson Haldor. Keeping it between the mayo and the mustard, keeping it on the racing track, and avoiding any incidents will be key to Branson Haldor getting to the checkered flag and claiming a top 5. 148.2 to 148.7 last lap around. Peter Arundel goes off track during the chicane, closes down the gap though to Monet out in P3, 9/10 the current gap, turning into 7/10 real quick as Arundel seems to have come to grips with the Porsche 992 that's beneath him again. Setting himself up for an overtaking maneuver coming out of the final corner and in towards turn one potentially. He's a little too far back to get a huge dose of the slipstream. He should be within 3/10 by the time we get to the first corner. Peter Arundel just narrowly there on the rear wing of Monet Deploy. Looks to the inside of turn two. Monet goes a little bit deep and wide through turn two. Peter Arundel closes down the gap yet again with that defensive maneuver that Monet just threw out at him. He knows that he's going to be a little bit slower coming up the hill towards turn four. Trying to go the long way around or stay at least on the optimum line through turn five. Goes for a nice little switchback. Does he get a wheel well along the inside of Deploy? I don't think so. Not at this time. Both drivers cut through the chicane like a block of cheese. Nice and smoothly. Monet definitely under threat and feeling the pressure now. Goes wide at the exit of turn number 10. Now coming up the hill through turn 11, the positions will inverse. It is Peter Arundel in front of Monet. Deploy still staying within 1 second of the car in front, should still get a helping hand of slipstream, as now Peter Arundel is the one that goes wide, but he carries so much speed out of turn one. But he still manages to stay in front for now. Going off at the exit of turn 4 is Peter Arundel. Monet now leapfrogs himself in front into P3 one more time. Reminder that we will get an interview with the top 3 drivers post-race. Make sure you stick around till the very end of the stream. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Should you choose to do so, it would be greatly appreciated, folks. It helps the video analytics on YouTube, as well as helping promote the Sim Racers Room across the globe. Now it's nose to tail still between Deploy and Arundel, coming through on lap number 8. Excuse me, lap number 9 about to be completed. With the drivers producing around 147, 148s currently. It'll be interesting to see what the pit stop strategy ends up looking like. Will the drivers go for a 50-50 split, or will they attempt to go long? Looks like it's flat out push mode for Peter Arundel and Monet Deploy. Potentially Arundel is the one fuel saving with a little bit of lift and coast coming into these corners. Monet keeps on getting quicker and quicker each time, setting new personal best lap times for themselves. He's definitely building up that tire temperature that we talked about earlier. Will it be enough to stave off Arundel as he looks to make a move going in towards turn number 2? And he does. Deploy still on for a podium, while Peter Arundel is in 4th place. Nose to tail still for yet another lap between Arundel and Deploy. The battle for the final step of the podium rages on. More importantly, the gap for P1 and P2 has opened itself to 9.4, 9.9 seconds. Coming through turn number 1, here's how Arundel got by Monet up the inside. It looked like that one was pretty textbook and fair and square. Now Peter Arundel is going to try to work his way forward to catch back up to Declan Daniel, who's up the road by 9 seconds at this point in time. Kadeem Mohammed has led this race from green to the 20-minute mark. Can he continue to do so for an additional 20 minutes? Being mistake-free this entire time will surely be a challenge for Kadeem. Kadeem Mohammed doing a great job of leading us so far. A 148.30, that will be his fastest lap around. No, excuse me, 147.77 is his fastest lap. Last lap around being a 148.3. Declan Daniels' fast lap 148.48. Last lap around would be a 148.78. So running pretty consistently right now. Branson Haldor into the pits currently. Very true. Moldy Canned Kebab says, hey, at least Haldor is trying. He may not win, but he won our hearts. That's very true. Haldor is going to take the checkered flag here tonight and get himself a nice haul of points, resting his head in the top 5 even. Declan Daniel, the driver in P2 for Calypso Racing, started from the back of the grid. They're not setting a qualifying time, so back to P5 it was for the start of this race. Has gained 3 positions on the evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Declan Daniels doing a great job commanding this race in P2 so far. He has been mistake-free up until this point. Branson Haldor being the only driver to take a pit stop right now. Pit lane time of 1 minute and 2 seconds. Pit time of 30.4 seconds. So we'll see the drivers who decided to take a pit pretty much a lap down. Only incident to report is Branson Haldor leaving pit lane. Peter Arundel gets past Monet Deploy here as Monet gets ready to go down pit road. Just about 15 minutes remaining in this event by the time I'm done with my spiel or jibber jabber. Peter Arundel, the driver, in third position, 14 seconds back from Declan Daniel, the second of the Calypso Racing drivers here tonight. Made a couple mistakes all by his lonesome. No forced errors that I've seen so far. Should be in front of Monet once they both get out of pits. Monet with a very fast pit time. 41 seconds and 9.3 seconds. And Arundel decides to stay out for another lap or two. Fuel loads coming down, tire wear increasing leads to slower lap times overall. Peter Arundel comes around the backside of the track one more time. Will anybody be a pit lane caller this time? Feel like this is still a good time had by all. With 13 minutes remaining in this event, the drivers are pretty much just in a hot lapping state currently. It looks like Declan Daniel and Kadeem Mohammed both enter pit lane this time. Peter Arundel decides to stay out, though. Kadeem Mohammed on pit road exit. Declan Daniel sure to follow in just a few moments' time. Speaking of good times and fun had by all, looks like Kadeem Mohammed is right behind Peter Arundel currently. Both Declan Daniel and Arundel both have to make their pit stops now as Declan Daniel comes down into the pits. Coming through turn 13 now, Peter Arundel heads over to the right-hand side, indicating he is coming into the pit lane. This should restore the order with Mohammed Daniel Arundel, and Monet Duploy, and then Branson Haldor. Quick service for Peter Arundel. He's back up and running again. Peter Arundel, the driver, in third position now. Chases down Declan Daniel, who's up the road by 15 seconds at this point in time. Declan Daniel closed down the gap on Kadeem Mohammed, who's only 9.2 in the lead. Declan Daniel, the driver, in third position, driving the number 5 for Calypso Racing currently. Done a good job thus far. Just one position down in this race from where they started this event here at the Hungaroring. Got it. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this epic event here at the Hungaroring. Declan Daniel trails Kadeem Mohammed by 10.6 seconds. Peter Arundel 16 seconds back from Declan in P2. Monet Dupoy was looking like he was on for a pre-podium, but battled it out with Arundel coming down to the wire. And he's back about 25 seconds. Branson held door, took it very long, puts up, obviously not use faster. minutes and 30 seconds remaining, folks. All been up to this man right here, Kadim Mohammed, who has led the charge for the past 35 minutes and 40 seconds. The driver from Barbados has put on a show of masterclass here at Hungaroring, the Monaco without walls. Driver from Barbados, last lap around was a 1:48.76. Best lap being a 1:47.77. Means Kadim Mohammed still holds on to the fastest lap of the event now. Closest being Peter Arundel with a 1:47.6. Kadim Mohammed will cross the line with just enough time, I believe, to give us an additional bonus lap. Potentially not. We'll keep our eye on Barney the Flagman to see what his waving arms are saying. I believe we will not. This lap should be the white flag lap here at Hungaroring. Don't see Barney flailing his arms around just yet, though. There it is, Barney the Flagman waving the white flag for us as Kadim Mohammed enters turn 1 for the final time. The driver from Barbados, Kadim Mohammed, has sent it on everybody else here tonight. And bonus kudos for getting the fastest lap of the event. Coming around the final couple of corners, Kadim Mohammed has led us from green to checkered flag here tonight at the Hungaroring. Now Barney the Flagman is waving that checkered flag high and loud, and that'll be P1 for Kadim Mohammed. Declan Daniel in P2 for Calypso Racing. Peter Arundel in third for Calypso Racing as well. Rene Duploy will bring home P4. And Branson Haldor will bring home P5, the driver from Latvia. Let's go ahead and grab Peter Arundel, the driver in P3. Now, Mr. Arundel, hello.
Hello.
What an exciting race that you had, full of ups and downs, spills and thrills, huh?
Yeah, definitely. This is not one of my one of the tracks I'm very good at, and I think it kind of showed with how I was driving today. This car is so tricky. If you go a little, like I was kind of keeping up with Kadeem at the start, and then just little mistakes, a lock up here or just a slight, I think it was a lock up into turn one that Declan got past me, and I was trying to hold on to Declan, and I think that lock up in turn one caused me the tires to overheat a little bit. So when I went through turn, well, I'm not sure what turn number that is, but yeah, just lost the back.
Yeah.
Lost the rear. Yeah, just held the brakes to try and I did come into contact with the wall, but just held the brakes to try and limit any damage, and didn't seem to be too bad. Yeah, but then that continued on for the whole race. I mean, I'm glad I was able to battle a little bit with Monet. That was good fun. He would make a mistake, I got past. Then I would make a mistake, he would got past. Tried to put pressure on him, and then, eventually he went into the pits, and I guess he had a couple more mistakes after that. And so when I eventually pitted, I had a little gap to him. But all in all, I think it was a good race. Very challenging.
Very
Definitely helping me to learn how to drive this car.
I mean, this car, this track, you couldn't ask for more of a punishment if you're not familiar with Hungaroring, for sure. It's Monaco without walls, of course, and then this car is just extremely difficult to keep under you.
Yeah.
Without any of the assist of the electronic aids, it is absolutely... I drove this thing around Watkins Glen a couple days ago, one of my favorite tracks, and I just couldn't get 2 laps consistently underneath me. I was going to try to set a good lap time for myself and put up some bragging rights, but just couldn't stitch it together, Peter.
Yeah, it was a tough day.
Well,
Tough day at
still
the
good
office.
enough for P3 despite having
Yeah.
a rough start of things. Great recovery drive and great mental fortitude to keep your head in the game.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, next race I do, I'll be a little bit in better frame of mind.
For sure, brother. Is there anybody that you want to thank or anybody that you'd like to mention before I let you go?
Just want to thank the organizers for putting on this event and my family for giving me the time to come and do this race.
Thank you so much, Peter. Have a great night, brother.
Yeah. All right. You too.
Let's grab Declan Daniel next. Now, Declan Daniel, how are you feeling tonight?
Hey, it could be better, a little better, but I'm okay. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Well, you did well enough for P2. You started at the back of the pack. What happened to you during qualifying?
I just didn't. I skipped it. I was like, you know what? Is I saw the grade was pretty small, and I was like, I didn't have any practice at this track, and I don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's really difficult in this car, and I only realized that well, during practice because I didn't get a chance to drive it before. And then I saw Kadim's time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to win this. So let me see how much points I could get out of it. Start from the back and just be consistent and chill and don't make any mistakes. And that was the goal.
Well, you goal achieved, I would say. P2 is almost as high as you can climb with a guy like Kadim Mohammed or Jaden Harrison showing up, but one of them decided to take a break this week, and you were able to get a good haul of points. You are still the leader, I imagine, in the championship standings, so that's still looking good for yourself.
Right. But Jaden is actually doing the NEC 4-hour race right now. So that's probably why he could make it, obviously, because he's on track in another series. So, and that's a team event. So I saw he was streaming that earlier. Yeah, I'll take whatever points I could get with him not scoring here. And well, Kadim missed a few at the start. So it shouldn't really affect me too badly. It should be fine.
Yeah, you are looking good. Now, Declan, is there anybody that you'd like to thank or anybody that you'd like to mention or any part of your race that we may have missed?
No, my race was pretty boring. Which was the plan? So there was nothing to miss really. I just want to thank the guys who did show up. I know it's not a track everybody likes, and it's already a difficult car. So this ended up similar to Barcelona, I would say, because it's another technical track. So it's not going to be everybody's favorites, and so kudos to the guys who showed up and tried and finished because everybody finished, right?
Yep, everybody finished the race.
So yeah, it's a good job.
Absolutely. Good shout out to the drivers that participated tonight. Thank you very much, Declan. We're going to talk to Kadim next. Have a wonderful night, brother.
You too, bro.
Now, talking to Kadim Mohammed, the driver that started in first, finished in first. Kadim, we've missed you for a few weeks, brother.
Yeah, I been away. I was in Miami for a little bit, so miss a week or two.
You were looking good in the championship standings coming into this race. I believe you had 84 points attached to your name, but P1 should give you a great haul of points and potentially get a top 5 prize at the end of the season. Do you plan on attending the rest of the events?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Love to hear it. We could use the numbers, and we could use someone to give Jaden Harrison a run for his money. You seem to be the only guy that can do it. What's the secret sauce that you're drinking?
I wouldn't say there is any. Just practice, get a little bit more comfortable with the Porsche. It's very, very, very hard to drive. No traction control, no ABS, so braking in every corner is different. There's no single way to brake or single way to throttle. So it's tricky. Just got to get a grip with it.
Very tricky indeed. Like I was telling Peter, I tried to drive this car around one of my favorite tracks, Watkins Glen in New York, and just couldn't come to grips with it because you're exactly right. Every corner, the braking is a little bit different, whether it's downhill, whether it's uphill. Are you changing the brake bias at all throughout your race? What is the secret to driving the Porsche 992 fast?
Yes, I do change brake, but it's only a little bit though. I run 4.75, but it depends on your track. This track I got away with 4.75 now, but before I used to run about 5.5 at this track. Well, I don't know. The 4.75 worked for me, so I just ran it like that the whole race.
Got it. Well, thank you very much for sharing some of your tips and tricks for the Porsche 992 here at Hungaroring. At least you did also clinch the fastest lap of the event, 1:47.77 being the fast lap of the race. It's got to feel good to be back. It's got to feel good to step away on P1. Looking forward to next week.
Yes, I am.
Great to hear it. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank or anybody that you'd like to mention before I let you go, sir?
I'd like to thank everyone that put in on this event. It's fun. I like the Porsche, so it's glad that somebody actually showing it some love.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, Kadeem. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night and stay safe.
Okay, thanks. Same to you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host. As always, I'm Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and it's been my absolute pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag tonight here at the Hungaroring. If you want to get involved, check out the Sim Racers Room on Discord and check them out on iracing for the hosted sessions as well. If you'd like to participate in the last 2 races of this championship, we're more than happy to have you. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you next week for another wonderful round here with the Sim Racers Room. Have a great night. And as always, please remember to stay safe out there. Bye-bye.